Okay, I think my first impression, right when we arrived, it is a really imponent city. So you can feel the presence of the city. One thing that is really impressive are the buildings that are really large and high. So because usually I think in Brazil, in other countries, their buildings are really tall.
Yeah.
So they are big but not as imponent as those. So I think that was really
Unusual.
Not unusual, but you can feel
The vibe.
Yeah. But also about how warm was the people. So it's really welcoming. So as a Brazilian, it's something that we also are. We like to welcome people. It was interesting to feel almost like home. So there are differences, but I feel like brothers, like friends.
How do you think higher education is changing under the influence of AI?
I think my first feeling is that it's opening so many opportunities and a way of thinking and a way of doing things. At the first part, and I'm just feeling anxious because you don't know what to do. You don't know how to make the university react to that. What we are trying to do in my university is mainly trying to regulate things. So how can we conduct the students to use AI in a good way? And in which specific case it makes sense. But also I think it opens a lot of possibilities. But my first feeling is that we are not really sure about what we can do. Because obviously we can do more things.
How far we can go.
How far we can go, but and also how can we conduct things? Because the education with AI, it's hard to, for example, how can we evaluate a student? How can we make them learn better with the use of AI? So it's those questions are we are working on that yet. But I think we are experimenting. We are trying to try new things. So, myself included, I tried to propose a project that I give incentives of using AI and try to evaluate the way they are thinking, not exactly the response. Try to evaluate the process instead of the outcome. It still is a work in progress, so it doesn't have a really imperative answer.
Yes. At the same time, how can universities remain human-centered in the age of technology?
My feeling is that it's more about the values of the university. If the university cares about
their students.
Their students. Not only their students. I think if you only care about forming the professional, we are not going to be a humanistic university. I think that the thing is we need to really say out loud our values for the students almost every day. As somebody that works in technology, it's important for me to say to my students that technology is not neutral. It serves a purpose for somebody. We need to investigate that somebody, need to understand what they're doing, what are their goals, and also we need to insert our values and explicitly say what are our values when we construct some technology. When you are in humanities, that is really clear, but I think in technology we need to say that. We need to be more open about what our values as engineers, as computer scientists. We can be practical. We can want to have profit. We can do that. That's not a problem. But we need to be honest. Okay, my goal in this project is this. I want to achieve this. And if your company wants to achieve a specific thing, you should be open about that. The thing is, technology is so intensive right now. I think there is no escape about that. If we don't say that aloud, we don't train our students to understand that, we are losing to risk our humanity itself, the connections, the way of talking with people. So those things are urgent.
How can universities use this technology not to only this progress, but for the benefit to society, for people and the future generation?
I think, again, is related to our values as a university. I think our values should be more explicit. If you want your students to do things to the common good, you should say out loud every time, every day.
Yeah.
Because I think if you do research around common good, the students would be inspired to do a similar thing. I don't think that we can do something specific. I think it's just about talking and sharing with people what we are doing, what we care about. Sometimes we are not able to do specific things that we think is the best for the common good. Yes. Sometimes we don't have the ability to do that well. Myself, kind of in that. I think that's really important. There are some battles that I do in my university. It was not about my work, about myself, but about what is my value. So this more humanistic approach to technology is something that everybody is trying to, not everybody, but there are groups of people that don't even work with that are battling to have more space in our university about that. So my main feeling is that we should be more honest. The university, especially in technology, has this kind of, it's not a political thing.
Yeah.
It's not something about, we kind of don't have a philosophy, but we have. We have what moves us. I think as right now we need to be explicit about that.
Yeah.
Doesn't hide some values that are not aligned with what we think that is the good for everybody.